Welcome to Skill Station 5. At a previous skill station, we created a work stream with which a person can request a leave of absence, and we configured it so that the person who reviews it for approval has 5 days to accomplish that. What if the due date needs to be based on the type of leave that's being requested? For example, a corporate policy could state that a pregnancy leave, aka a maternity or paternity leave request, should get 10 days for review and approval, while an FMLA would get 15 days. Also, what if the start date of the leave is before the date derived from the type of leave request? In that case, the due date should be 1 day before the leave start date. So let's start by going to our streams and creating a new version of our work stream. So click on the Create New Version, add some comments for the change logs, so next, let's edit the request data component. Since we will be deriving the review period based on due dates, we need a field in which to store these due dates. So click on the Field tab and add a new field to store this information. We're going to give it a title, Review Due Date. The type of information will be date, so select that in the pull-down menu and save your field. Save your changes to the data component. Back on your stream definition canvas, remove the connector in between the setup data step and the review application step. So click on it to highlight it and press the delete button on your keyboard to accomplish that. So highlight all the steps below that setup date and move them down. Next, we will create a smart step to conditionally execute actions. So in your Canvas options menu, click on the Smart Steps option right here. Find the Execute Actions conditionally and drag it onto your canvas. We will title this Calculate Due Date. Under the execution conditions, choose Match All. And we will use these conditions to configure this. So our first condition is if the leave type is FMLA. So in the field, choose type of leave. The operator should be equal to, and the value will be FMLA. Next, in the action section, when the leave type is FMLA, we want the review date to be 15 days from today's date. So in the Actions pull-down menu, choose Update Fields. And underneath that, in the first field, select Review Due Date in the pull-down menu. Your map type is going to be an expression, and we will use an expression to find the date that is 15 days from now. And we are going to use the Add Days function to do that. And if you aren't sure what that is, you can click on the Help with Expressions to find the date manipulation functions that are available to you. And as you see here, here's the Add Days function. So type that expression into your value expression box. We're going to tell Pultstream to calculate it with the now function. And the second parameter is going to be 15 days. Next, we will add another condition. Underneath the title field, here's the Add Another Conditional Execution button. Now we will create a condition to handle the pregnancy due date policy. So the execution condition will be Match All. The field will be Type of Leave. The operator will be equal to. The value will be maternity, paternity as you specified in your smart object. And the action that we want to trigger here is Update Fields once more. So in your first field, select Review Due Date. Your map type is going to be an expression. And the expression will be similar to the one that we did before, but now we are going to specify that we will give the person 10 days to review it by modifying the second parameter in the function. It could be add days. Now 10 and close out your parentheses. Next, add one more conditional execution to handle all the other types of leave requests. So your condition is going to be Match All. The field will be Type of Leave. the operator will be not in, and the value will be FMLA and maternity paternity. The action once more will be update fields. We select review due date. The map type will be an expression, and your value expression will be the same as before, so you can copy that and paste it into your expression box. But now we will specify that we are going to give the person 3 days to review it by modifying the second parameter in that function from 10 to 3. Now in the last scenario, where we had to determine if the review due date was greater than the start date, the due date should be 1 day before the start date. So for this, we would need to add one more execution condition. This time, choose the condition expression from the pull-down menu, and in this, we will derive the due date by subtracting 1 day from the start date. So let's configure this. The action will be update fields. I'm going to select review due date. The map type is going to be an expression. So in the value expression, we are going to write a new expression with the add days function. We are going to use the merge field value finder tool, accessible with this magnifying glass icon, to find the request start date. We're going to copy that merge field value, and then we're going to paste it into the parentheses to use that as a parameter for the function. Then make the second parameter for the function -1. So your expression should look like this. And in this expression box, find the review due date. Paste that in. So the expression inside the first expression box should be when your review due date is greater than the request start date, trigger this action. So we now have 4 execution conditions. Go ahead and save our changes. And back on the stream definition canvas, we're going to connect our calculate due date step to the setup date step and the review task step. So clean this stuff up. Drag our connector lines down. And next, let's edit the review step. So double click on it to open it. Find the when will this task be due after creation pull-down menu. Right now, it says it'll be due in the days specified here, which we configured earlier. Let's change that to make it due on a date that's present in a date field. Select that in the pull-down menu, and then we need to pick a date field. So we're going to pick review due date. Save your changes. Next, save the process. Now that we've made those changes, you can create a test record if you like. From the stream definition canvas, click on the gear icon in the upper right corner of your options and select Create a Test Record. After you've initiated a new request, you'll be able to see how the due date's derived by going to your records and clicking on your tasks. The task due date will be underneath the approve and reject buttons. Thus concludes our visit to this skill station.